Hi, I'm Paul from VeloWorks and I'm going to set my G Line up tubeless. It comes tubeless ready but fitted with inner tube. So come join me to see how I get on and I'll let you know my thoughts about why I think it's good to set the G Line up tubeless. So I've got all my tools set up ready. I've got some sealant. I've already put it into the injector. Got some tire levers to take the old or the tire off and get the old inner tube out. I've got a core remover that I'll use with the sealant injector. I've got a torque wrench because we've got to make sure that the through axle on the wheels are done up between 9 and 11 Newton meters. And we've got a tubeless valve. So that's all I need, but there is one more special thing that I need to get this set up tubeless.
The key ingredient, we don't have an air compressor here at VeloWorks. They're a bit noisy and we don't need them that much because we're not like intensely servicing bikes all the time. We're doing wheel building and that. So we opt for a trusty TrueFlow air store. This one is well used and it is brilliant, especially for the home mechanic and bike shop like us. What happens is you flick a switch and you can build pressure up in the main body of the pump. Then you flick a switch and all of a sudden it will jet out a load of air that will push the tyre and seat the tyre, which is really important with tubeless. You want to get that initial burst so the beads sit. You lose a little bit of air, but then as you spin the wheel and pump the wheel up, all the sealant will go to where it wants to go. If you don't have that initial burst, you'll struggle to do it. Sometimes it does work, but generally it's best to have a burst of air, and this is brilliant for it. So I think I've got everything. Let's go and get on with the job. So there we go, all set up. Was it simple? It should have been, but I did come across a bit of a stumbling block, and that is the rim join was letting air out and there was no way, tried a few times, but there was no way sealant was going to fill it. So what I did is you just cut a little bit of tubeless tape and put it over the join in the valve from the inside, and that just covers any bigger gaps where sealant's going to come out, and it just allows the sealant to basically seal smaller gaps. And as soon as I've done that, it is good to go. Now it will lose some air overnight and I'll just need to pump it up. Tubeless generally is a bit like a latex inner tube. The tyres will lose air a bit quicker, but I think that is going to be good to go. I've got to do the rear, which we won't do in this video because that's a bit longer, but I'm going to do the rear as well. Now, what are the benefits of tubeless? I love tubeless. I think it's great, as long as it goes right. If it goes wrong, it can be a bit messy, and you could be at the side of the road trying to sort out an inner tube or a puncture with an inner tube with loads of kind of light PVA glue. That's what I kind of refer to it as. But if it works really well. And I think for Bromptons, it's a really good idea, especially where the rear hub's concerned. This is the G Line with an Alpine 8, and the Alpine 8 are quite complicated to get off. You ideally need a work stand. So now, when it's set up both tubeless, what I can do is if there's a kind of catastrophic puncture, if it's a small puncture, it will sort itself out with the sealant. If it's a catastrophic puncture, so a big hole, I'm going to be able to plug it with a plugging tool. So that's going to mean that I don't have to ideally take off the rear wheel if I do get a puncture out and about. So definitely a good idea, especially if you're going to be taking the G Line a bit further afield. I can now run lower pressures if that's something that I fancy, lower tyre pressures. So I do think for the G Line, I think it's a really, really good idea. I'm going to get the rear set up, and then we'll take it for a test ride and do a follow-up video to let you know how I'm getting on and what I would use to plug that gap. So thanks for watching. If you've got any comments, let me know. Let me know if you've tried tubeless on your G Line. Has it been successful? I would say overall 80 to 90% successful. Just a little bit of work to plug that gap in the rim join, but that happens. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, great setup, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you like what we do, please subscribe and give a thumbs up. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.